Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the show. John Maloney. It's time for everybody's favorite recurring segment on Don't Praise the Machine. I'm talking, of course, about Raygun, Rachael Raygun update. Rachael Raygun update. Man, have I been waiting for this, John. Everybody remembers, and this is important, everybody remembers widely mocked Australian Olympic breakdancer Rachael Raygun Gunn. And we have been taking an alternative look at Rachael Raygun Gunn and what has happened to her public persona and what she's been up to, what she's been trying to do since her Olympic performance in Paris that gained a whole lot of media attention. Now, I work in marketing, and so this has given me and you a unique opportunity to take a look at something that we're both deeply fascinated with. And it's a very Australian story, but it's also a very contemporary culture story. And it's this strange thing that seems to be part of our modern society, where people who become famous for being mocked about something, they realize, and certainly people that approach them who run agencies and want to represent them, they realize that you can monetize the attention. But part of that agreement of monetizing the attention that you've got is this very strange thing that needs to happen, which we've talked about many times on the podcast, where there needs to be a kind of, for everybody to cope with this, and for everybody to be okay with accepting this person as a cultural figure and giving them a ton of money for appearing in commercials, there needs to be this strange kind of cultural amnesia that goes on. And so you and me, we thought, look, this is a perfect opportunity to watch this in real time, because normally you might see like the Island Boys, for example, we use them as an example, who were widely mocked. But then I didn't really, then of course they just start doing cameo videos and things like this, and they get paid for a few appearances, but I wasn't really paying that much attention because the Raygun thing is like such an Australian story, but it's a global phenomenon. And because she was famous for being made fun of, for epic failing. We said to each other,
failing.
2 months ago was the last time we spoke about her.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Time
I
flies.
looked it up. And I have been waiting with bated breath to see, does she disappear? What does she do? Does she go, I'm going to go back to being a lecturer?
She seemed initially to be slow on the uptake, didn't she? Because it was like, look, a couple of weeks have elapsed since you were like the flavor of the month. We did an episode which was kind of pretty hot on the heels of her appearance, because a lot of DPTMers were like, when are you guys going to talk about Raygun? It seems like your kind of thing. And
just a little bit. It seems just a little bit like your kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. And so we did. And then at that time it was very fresh, and I think she'd just come out and basically had said, I'm not ready to talk about this, it's been really awful, stuff that indicated she was not she was not moving to, I'm gonna put my dignity to one side and get that bag. She was making that transition slowly, if at all. And so we thought, is there going to be a time where a company reaches out, and how do they sell it in a way that makes it shifts it from kind of national and international ridicule and derision to, as you say, this kind of cultural amnesia where we go, oh, actually, we love this person. They're a good laugh, and we're laughing with them, even though like what she did was not a joke. It was like a serious and embarrassingly bad breakdancing performance.
Yeah.
And
but
let's not to be like,
let's not say that. Let's never say that.
Let's never say it. Yeah. Let's be like, you're just great at, just a cultural icon, and we love you, even though like we were just fucking mercilessly sticking the boot in a couple of months ago when you were telling people to leave you alone. Yeah,
that's right. So this is it's the playbook. This is what we've been waiting to see. What is the playbook? If you are the person representing her, if you're the person that is her media person that's pulling her aside and saying, Rachel, we're going to get that bag, but we need a playbook. How do we make sure that you can go out there and that you can cope with doing a whole bunch of media appearances and never addressing the fact that the reason that you're famous is because you embarrassed yourself on a global scale. And now we have it. The playbook is here. And so because suddenly in the last couple of weeks, after disappearing for nearly 3 months mostly, you start sending me a couple of things that were popping up on your Instagram account. Now the first one that I saw was I ran this through Perplexity. So finder.com.au, which is some kind of youthy fintech company or something. Yeah. It's one of those like modern banks that I think doesn't actually have branches. Finder.com.au partnered.
I think it's basically a kind of deal finding, so it's like a compare and save.
Okay.
Type. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think specifically for finance, because I'm about to also send you another very, very cringy clip of them. So finder.com.au partnered, aka paid, Australian Olympic breakdancer Rachael Raygun Gunn to launch the Raygun Challenge, a dance competition offering $15,000 in cash prizes. The challenge encourages participants to submit dance videos with $5,000 awarded to the best solo dancer. But I like this because I asked Perplexity. Perplexity said the campaign aims to Perplexity says the initiative follows Raygun's viral fame after her performance at the Paris Olympics, where she became widely discussed and mocked online. So thank you, Perplexity, for not doing the Australian breakfast radio slash the project approach, where everybody just goes, Raygun, you're an absolute legend. You're a national treasure. We love you. We're not gonna talk about why. We just do.
Yeah. For no reason. We love. You're in on it. You're fun.
You're fun.
She can't be like, actually, I did my best. And they go, oh, fuck.
She should come on the project and go, why did you all laugh at me? I read all of your tweets the day after. I want Waleed. I want to know why you said those things about me behind my. Now you say, and now you're acting like this to my face. Yeah. You are duplicitous.
You preachy fuck.
So the playbook is this. You go away for a few months. Yeah. And then she has come roaring back with Finder.com. And John, I'm just going to send you have you watched the Finder campaign? It's pretty great.
Yeah. So the thing that I thought was interesting about it was they gave this kind of nod to the fact that she was looked down upon or something but they did it in an empowering and kind of sassy way where she said something like, so you think you can dance better than me? So you think
you can dance better than me? That's right. To which I replied, absolutely.
Absolutely I can. Yeah. I mean, I did.
I said my building's got 20 people in it and I reckon I could grab any of them at random and they dance better than you.
Yeah. I just dropped an object that had a bit of give in it and it had more rhythm as it bounced. No, but she... and then it didn't really have to do with dancing better than her, did it? It was just like, enter your dance video.
Yeah.
And because if it had been, you get 10 grand for dancing better than her, then Finder would be a couple of billion in the hole by now. But
Did you listen to the song that plays during the?
No, so
I'm going to send it to you because it's so great, the song. And I just want you to listen to the lyrics. And I'll play, we won't get stung because it's an ad, so they'll want us to play it. So I will put it in the video because the song and on the show, because the song, you're gonna instantly hear what the song is referencing, and also just I want you to also aware, John, that this is the moment we've been waiting for. Is would she do the moves from the performance for the bag? Because that's kind of like that's the thing. The bag is dangling in front of you, and it's like, do the kangaroo, the kangaroo, and boy.
I didn't do it, boy, kind of moment.
I didn't do it, dancers. Exactly. The bag is hanging on the string, and the person holding the fishing rod with the string and the money bag at the end is saying, Rachel, do the kangaroo. Do the kangaroo.
Yeah.
And boy, finder.com.au. They must have had a sweet, sweet bag. But I am going to send it to you. And then, John,
great.
This bit, I will.
We can just play the vid.
Yeah. Here we go. Have a listen to the song, and first of all, you'll instantly hear what the song is a sound alike of, and secondly, you will also love the lyrics. So I'm just here. You go. Just listen to the lyrics to this and think. And I just want you to remember that this person used to really love and respect hip hop culture.
Okay, here we go.
I've heard some of you think you can do better than me. Really?
Oh, Jesus.
Let's find out, shall we?
Let's talk credit and the debt that comes with it. Cards are maxed through the roof, I don't get it. Now I feel great because I found the best rate just to straight up consolidate. If I need to borrow some bones, I don't take a negative tone, I just compare competitive loans. Please, I don't need these annual fees. Now I find her, I can find her with
Get that bag.
Compare the best super, compare the best shares, compare the best tech, find the cheapest airfares.
How was that?
Good. It's only like the second time I've sat through the whole thing because I find it quite painful.
So what was the song? What was it? What did that song remind you of, John?
I can't remember.
So
it's got a classic sort of hippity hoppity.
It's a sound alike of the Nosebleed section by the Hilltop Hoods with the flute and the kind of bogan rap accent. Compare the best shares, compare the best this. You're gonna get a really good deal with Finder. And Raygun, Raygun.
The rates are through the roof, motherfucker.
Oh, can you score a little dividend on your Apple shares? And Rachel's just going, yeah, I guess this will be the song for my campaign.
I guess this is true to hip hop culture, to breaking. That's one of the 4 tenets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Graffiti and Finder.
The element, the fifth element is getting a great deal on financial products. on financial product comparison, it goes rapping, breakdancing, comparing financial products across the market on a website is key to the culture. So she does that, and it's also worth noting that in October was Halloween, and everybody around the world dressed as Raygun for Halloween. It was a simple costume to put together. I myself considered it because you could go to Amazon and you could put in like Aussie breakdancer, and they would sell you the exact replica of the trousers and the top and the cap that she wore. So it was just a very simple 3-piece outfit that you could put on. I watch a news program on YouTube called Breaking Points, and isn't they're in Washington, I think, and on Halloween the female host was dressed as Raygun. Yeah, and so
they were really breaking points. I
didn't think of that, John. That is excellent. They absolutely were really breaking points. But I wonder, as
the ghost of Raygun's integrity.
Just dressed in like actual hip hop clothing, but all painted white and looking really forlorn.
Rattling chains. Yeah.
Rattling your hip hop chains. rattling your massive clock around your neck. But the timing is quite clever because I guess the attention was all going to be on her at this time anyway, because everybody knew as soon as the incident happened at the Olympics, everybody knew it was going to be the Halloween outfit of the year because it was the biggest meme. And this is what people love. People love dressing as a meme of somebody who's humiliated themselves for Halloween. It's a tale as old as time. Somebody tries their best at something.
True.
The entire internet laughs at them for being a goose. And then that's the outfit for Halloween that year.
Ever since Guy Fawkes tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament and people mocked him on Guy Fawkes Day. Same thing.
So she appears in that, and then she started doing media appearances. Now, this is the thing that fascinates me the most because what we had discussed a couple of months ago was, does she do the thing where she just goes on softball Australian television and radio where they do the classic Australian thing and they say, you're such an absolute legend, you're a hero. We're wondering if she would do that. And we shouldn't have wondered.
Can you do the kangaroo for us?
Because like John's got a suit on, which indicates to you that we are not a couple of dummies. We know.
Exactly.
We know how things work.
You think they just give these out? Yeah.
So I just sent you, John, the episode of The Project that she appeared as a guest on this week. The Project, for any of our international... How would you describe The Project, John?
Like a panel show. It's a bit like a kind of mixed gender The View, where a bunch of people who are kind of very middle of the road and like to express middle of the road opinions have guests on. Sometimes they'll have like a token sort of conservative grizzled old angry man. Sometimes they'll have kind of slightly edgy guests and they'll engage in a bit of highbrow talk, but a lot of the time they just have crap on there. And this was one of those times. So I think when she did her first appearance, one of her first press appearances, it was on The Project, and that was a bit more of a kind of mixed mood. Yeah, people weren't ready to talk about her as a larrikin. They were just like talking. She was still processing a lot of anguish about being humiliated. So it was a weird tone.
This is another thing that I wanted to point out is that the interview that I just sent you on The Project and the tone of the interview, to give you a sense of how these things work, just imagine that the interview that you watched just now, which is 3 months after the Olympics, just imagine if that was a week after the Olympics. So it's clear it's a time thing. You have to wait until the sting. And again, you have to wait for this kind of collective amnesia because she goes on The Project this week and it's a total softball interview where everybody just says, you're the treasure of the nation. We love you. Everybody dressed up as you. It's Halloween. Aren't you an amazing and fun icon?
Yeah, except when you sent it to me, it was quite interesting to watch because she's got this kind of defensive aura, like she's got her back up.
Because this is the thing. She has to be, and this is why it's so fascinating, and also why she comes across so oddly in these interviews is because she's caught between a rock and a hard place. She's going on these shows, and the hosts don't want it to be an uncomfortable interview, and nobody wants to admit that the reason that she's famous is because she was widely mocked. So there's this bizarre dance that has to go on where she has to come on and act like she's on there for being good at something. And as I said to you, I said, imagine that you just didn't see the Paris Olympics and you went into a coma the day before her breakdancing performance in Paris, and then you woke up and you just watched that Project interview that I just sent you.
Yeah.
What would you think this person is on there for?
I think she did a really good job at the
Yeah.
Olympics.
Yeah.
Mm.
Isn't that amazing? Because the only thing they say that makes you question that is one person on the show says to her, "How's everything been, Rachel, since the Olympics?" Because there was some negative feedback. There was some controversy, which almost makes it sound like that.
Yeah.
That I would have maybe thought if I was watching it, the interview, I might have gone, "Oh, maybe like it was close," or maybe there was another competitor who was also really good and she just won, and some people said, "Oh, she shouldn't have won because there was one other person that was better than her." Not there were 50 other people that were better than her.
Yeah. She was awarded no points, and I don't think she's allowed to go back to France.
And imagine if you had said that. If you had said, no, she's on the show because she got no points, and you'd go, you'd still be hazy in that coma going, "I'm sorry, what? She got no points? What?
Yeah.
Why don't they have the winner on? Why don't they have the person who got all the points? What's happening?
Why is she famous? She just fucked it up.
Why is she famous?" And I'd say, let me give you a little bit of a lesson in a country called Australia that has an extreme problem with authenticity and vulnerability.
And we love it. We love losers too. We loved the Gallipoli Diggers, and now we love Raygun.
From Gallipoli to Raygun, that's the book that we're going to write.
Exactly. A history of glorified failures.
With Stephen Bradbury, a very long part, a bit of him as well.
I mean, he's a good example, except that he actually did win in gold.
That's true, yeah.
Just like has no merit, you know.
But...
And if somebody actually just does well, we're like, fucking get off your high horse.
That's right. That's right. If somebody, it's much more threatening if somebody does like really well. It's
yeah. So Raygun, do you think you're better than us? What is this? Yeah.
But isn't it odd to watch that interaction with her on the project because there's this huge elephant in the room that nobody talks about where they want to say you're famous and it's fun.
Yeah.
And nobody's allowed to kind of address why that's the case. And she looks like, and I'm wondering if she's come up with this herself or if she's been given media training because, and I want everybody to pay attention to this from now on. You see her at interview with Rachael. Whenever anybody says to her, Paris was hard and now you're really famous. Once they ask her about her fame or how it's been since Paris and how the slightly negative feedback online has gone, her go-to word is the word process. So what she will say is they'll say to her, "Rachel, I mean, it's just crazy what happened to you in Paris, isn't it?" And she'll go, "Yeah, I'm really just kind of, I'm still not even processing it, like I wish that I could process it, but I actually just can't even process it." In which because what that does is it means she doesn't have to address what happened. She doesn't have to say.
She's basically saying, "Look, I can't tell you whether it was a humiliating event or a great event. I don't know. I'm still processing.
I can't process it. It's months and months later, and I think even
if I was Waleed, I'd say, let me give you a hand there."
You know what, Rachel? Don't worry, because our team's done 2 months of processing a montage of what happened. So we're gonna let us be your therapist right now, and let us all process this together.
Let's look at 50 tweets from the day after, and process them one by one.
So it is fascinating to watch because, she will just say, "I'm just processing that." And in fact, I think even on the project, I loved this. She said, "I'm not sure if I'll ever fully process it." So she's basically just saying, I never
Yeah.
have to address this ever because because I'm in eternal process mode. She's like one of those people that took LSD and never came down from the trip. She's like going to be processing this thing forever, so she never actually has.
Died.
Because the answer to the question, of course, when people say, Rachel, how's it been since Paris? What's it been like? The answer is, well, Janine, thanks for asking. It's been incredibly difficult because I thought that I was a great breakdancer. And I thought that I could compete on the world stage. And so I went to Paris in the Olympics. And it was the first time that breakdancing had ever been in the Olympics. So there was a lot of attention on it. And I actually thought that I was really good. And then I did my breakdancing and I got home and I opened my phone and the entire world was saying, I can't believe how terrible you are at breakdancing. And then the whole world thought that it was completely appropriate to tease me and just mock me widely. And then that had to be my life. And that was only 3 months ago. And still, and so I am still processing, but the processing is a kind of an intense shame that nobody else can imagine. And actually, it would be nice if some people had had a little bit more empathy because it's what a bizarre situation for
Including
me.
some of the people interviewing me right now.
Some of the people interviewing me right.
Yeah, and that's right. And then, I mean, that would be an honest answer. And then she'd say, but I'm trying to look at the positives, including the capacity to monetize this experience. And I'm an academic. I don't make that much money. And so, you know, when Finder comes to me and says, can you do the kangaroo pose? I think, yeah, fuck it. Like, what have I got to lose at this point? And then I told someone on a show that I was going to retire from competition, but then my marketing people said, don't say that. So can we just get that clear that I'm not retiring? Which is another thing that came up on the project, right? They started, in fact, with Rachel, big news that you need, or something you really need to clarify. And she said, yeah, I was on a show and I said something about not competing anymore.
Yeah.
And that was misreported, or that was what she was alleging. It was misreported as she's retiring. And I think, I don't think it was misreported because I think she basically is no longer competing.
Yeah.
And she sort of went on to explain that she will still dance, which is a bit like saying, I mean, you know, when Kipchoge retires, he's still going to walk to the fridge. But like, he's not. He has retired.
I'll still be bipedal. Like once
in that sense,
I'm not retiring.
I might have to run for a bus every now and then. So I guess I'm still kind of active in that way.
But of course, again, she can't address honestly why she can't compete anymore. And you know, because the honest answer is that she literally can't. Like, she could never win because she used to win in Australia. That's how she got to the Olympics. But imagine if she competes again in anything. First of all, the competition would just be like a farce because of how many.
Yeah, it would be a bit of
and also, and it would make it a joke because if she said, "Oh, I'm competing at breakdancing," there's a legitimate breakdancing competition taking place this week with people who take it very seriously and they're competing to be the best at breakdancing. They're trying to get the most points from judges, not none. And so if I go to that event and I compete, first of all, if anybody knows that I'm going, the whole room is going to be filled with people that want to come
beakers
and laugh at me and laugh and go. They don't
want me to do well.
They don't want me to do well. They don't care about any of the other dancers that are in the event. And, you know, even if all of that was stripped away, even if it was a closed competition where nobody else was allowed to come and sticky beak, how am I going to win? Because if I won the competition, it would just reveal that the whole thing is a silly farce because everybody knows now that I'm not a very good breakdancer. And that... So...
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, that's why she can't compete anymore, which is like which is a shame for her. And
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to say any of this to be cruel. It's not an attack on her personally. It's just
No.
this fascinating thing that happens when somebody becomes famous for
Yeah.
these reasons, where we as a people, it's this strange mutual agreement where it's like, we need permission to laugh at you, and we need you to give us that permission. And the way that this happens is that we all collectively ignore why we've paid you to be on Richard Branson's Virgin Cruise and do the kangaroo and then crawl around on the floor like a bug. Because for us all to enjoy this, we all have to like lie to ourselves.
She loves it. You love it, don't you? It's like the bully at school going, "No, we're mates."
That's
and you
right.
Go, yeah, I guess we are.
Oh yeah, no, I love being made fun of. It's because he's my best mate. I'm wondering if there's anything else on my notes here about this. Yeah, so that is kind of the playbook, and now she getting that bag.
What happens
and
now?
I mean, and the other thing is, like, she can't, like, I don't hold it against her. She can't breakdance anymore.
She's got to get something out of it.
The thing that frustrates me more, I think, is that, like, the people on those shows and the people on the FM radio shows, the whole thing just has this weird insincerity to it. Because when she comes on, she can't be herself on the interviews.
No.
And they can't be their selves. They have to do this weird Australian irony thing where it's like, you're an absolute legend. And the whole thing just reeks of, like, insincerity, and I can't stand it.
It's really awful. It really makes your skin crawl. And I mean, I don't know. Last couple of times I've seen her, I've not, and this is, I don't want to sound too mean, but I've not found her particularly likable. And I don't know whether that's because she's not, like, maybe she's not. That's fine. Some people aren't. And I mean, some people would say that about me, but
particularly after this segment,
particularly now, yeah. But I think, is that because something in my kind of spidey senses is going, this person's not being authentic, and I can tell that there's some kind of latent hostility or kind of humiliation or shame or something that they're trying to mask, and that makes you think, I'm getting this kind of fakery that doesn't appeal to me. Whereas if she was just quite sincere, I think I'd be like, well, yeah, in fact, probably we shouldn't have been. People should have been more compassionate, and sorry about that. Good luck with academia.
That's the thing. That if that is the route that she takes, then she can't be. Nobody's going to pay her to be in the financial product comparison campaign if she goes. Yeah, my kind of personal brand now is a little bit hurt and upset with everybody. So can I, and like chastising everyone for laughing at her and being like mean bullies. Hey guys,
what are you going to sell with that?
Do the mean bully challenge on finder.com.au where you dress as me and like dance badly and everybody's mean about it. Great. Thanks.
I mean, I wonder how much when we're talking about getting that bag, what do you reckon Finder's given her? I wonder what's the going rate.
This is the question. How much did it take to get her to do the kangaroo? Because I mean, I'm looking at the still of her now, because that's the most recognizable move that she did. So oh man, so she's gonna be doing that kangaroo now for like. There's probably like a going rate. Like her agent is like, if you want her to do the kangaroo, it's like it's like 30 G's, and she'll do it for 3 seconds. You get 30 G's for 3 seconds of the kangaroo pose. Take your photos quick, because she'll do it. If you want to do it twice, I can do you two. I can do you 2 for 50. It's 1 for 30. It's 1 kangaroo for 30. As 2 for 50, you get a 10. You get a 10K discount if you do 2 kangaroos, and we'll give you an extra second on the. We'll give you an extra second of time on the second one. You get 4 seconds of kangaroo on the second one.
It's a deal. That's a good deal. I'll take it. Stephen Bradbury, for those who don't know, he was an Australian speed skater, and Australians really have never done very well at winter sports because that's just not our bag as a nation. And he won a gold in speed skating because everyone else who was beating him by some distance fell over, and then he just basically skated past them and skated past this pile up and sailed to victory. He will just come to your parties now.
Yeah, that's right.
Apparently, somebody was telling me he came to an office party that they'd organised, and he just got absolutely loaded and like went out with them for afters and, you know, had a great time. So that I could see myself doing that maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
That would be, I mean, I'm just trying to think of, John, I'm just trying to think of what might happen to you. I'm trying to picture us in a future where you've done something where you were widely mocked internationally, and then you get an agent, and then you just do appearances at corporate events and stuff, and you do the thing, you reenact the thing that everybody laughed at you for, and you get a bag for it. And then I wonder if our friendship is impacted somehow by that.
You go,
what kind of,
John, I think you're not being true to yourself. And you go, you don't fucking know what I've been through.
I might
just
say,
trying to make something out of it. I can't do it though because I have crutches, and that means that people can't have the amnesia is unable to be activated.
You can't access bloody champion legend.
Exactly. Yeah. I can't get absolute Aussie legend status in that sense. I just get it from walking down the street sometimes, but I can't get it from embarrassing myself.
How was?
Can I do a little interlude?
Yeah, please.
About an embarrassing and tech related, so in that sense relevant to podcast story. Reason I'm in a suit is because I am fresh out of the tribunal, the Australian, what's called the Administrative Review Tribunal, which is a tribunal in Australia. I won't bore you with the legal details, but I was in there for a 3-day case. Third day of the hearing this morning. So I was pretty tired and kind of stressed out, full of adrenaline. And I thought I'll come in early, I'll have a coffee, and I'll do some work before the hearing starts. So I got in and I went to the cafe and I said, "Is there any PowerPoints in here?" And she said, "Yeah, there's one right in the corner." And I had to it wasn't a particularly pleasant place to sit, but I'm sitting there and it was kind of near a speaker, and the speaker was beaming out office music that was just played in the lobby, in like the whole ground floor of the office, which was this kind of tinkly classical music. But then the cafe was playing separate music. It was playing its own music, and it was John Farnham.
Yes.
And they didn't go well together. And I was just trying to like think really hard, and I was getting this like one rhythm in one ear and one rhythm in the other ear. And it was just like some kind of torture. And it was, like 7 o'clock in the morning. And so I sent this kind of angry rant to Jacinta. I said, who's my partner for our new listeners. And I said, I came into work.
Was this a text message or a voice message?
Text,
John?
sorry.
Text,
yes,
okay.
it was a text message. Came today at 7:28 a.m. I came in to try to work in here, and there are literally 2 songs playing at once. Full stop. Different songs. Full stop. And then I got this text back 3 minutes later, and it said, "Oh no, what a nightmare." And I said, "Yeah, and there is construction work going on. Fuck everything." And then and then I noticed a message come in, and it was in a different tab, and it was from Jacinta, and I was like, "Oh fuck, what's happened here?" And and I realized that the solicitor who I was working with on this case, who hadn't gotten in yet, like she was just getting up, she'd gotten this like barrage of angry, ranting messages from me, and like we don't know each other particularly well. I just met her for this hearing, and then
So she
So
got.
then
Can you read the messages again? What are the two messages again that you've sent her? So
Yeah,
she
sure.
doesn't know you particularly well. She's working with you. You're about to meet for the tribunal in the
for
morning.
hearing.
So she
And we
gets a
just
message. So she gets. So she gets.
So the previous messages that we've been sending, like we basically got each other's mobiles so that we can message during the hearing about what's going on in the hearing. So I'll be like, this is a fair question. And she'll say, I think so-and-so's evidence needs a bit of work or something. And then the next thing is just, I came in to try to work in here and there are literally 2 songs playing at once, different songs. And then she politely was like, okay, John's doing a bit of a level jump on our friendship, but I'll just respond, oh no, what a nightmare. And then I said, and there's construction work going on. Fuck everything. And then I said, oh Lord, I'm sorry. I thought I was messaging my partner. Ha ha ha. Excuse the language. And she was very polite about it, but probably she won't work with me again. I assume I wouldn't.
I love the part about like 2 songs playing at like there's 2 different songs playing, and that you've gone from talking specifically about the case in real time to just expressing. You're just like, oh my God, there's literally 2 different songs playing, and she's had to go.
What has this got to do with anything? She's like, are you speaking? Is this like a metaphorical comment on the case? The problem is we got 2 different songs playing at once here. We need to get one rhythm.
if we're gonna win this thing, if we're gonna get the outcome we need to get both songs to playing at the same time.
We need to get everyone on the same song sheet. You know what I'm saying? And then, and then I sent it to my friend Julia, who occasionally does listen to the podcast, who's also a barrister, and I just got this message back saying someone just walked into my office because they thought I was crying because I couldn't stop laughing. And so that was my day.
I think it's actually
nice to know.
I think it's very cute that you send just into those types of messages where you're just like having random weird thoughts.
Just ragey outpourings. Fucking songs. And she's like, it's going to be okay.
What John Farnham song was it?
It was You're the Voice.
Oh man, what a song! If anybody out there thinks they can sing, bloody have a crack at You're the Voice. That is a challenging song, and just goes to show you what an absolute force Whispering Jack was and is.
Yeah,
There's a lot of range jumping. And we've said this before, but if you go on YouTube and just put in John Farnham singing coach reacts, and you're gonna have a great day of just having people tell you how amazing John Farnham was at singing. And boy, was he. I also love Pressure Down from that same Whispering Jack. Ouch. With the massive reverse snares that go. So it goes bang, 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 bang. Dun, 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 shh. That's the reverse snare. Set the wheels in motion. Set the wheels in motion. Yeah. So, guys, listen out for those reverse snares next time that you're listening to Pressure,
and just be
Pressure Down.
If you want to express views, particularly kind of semi-unhinged rants, just make sure that you check the recipient on the text. I know that we've all had mobiles for a while now. I mean, I was kind of like, wow, this feels like a very 2006 problem. I'm like, oh, I fucked up my text. Like it's like it should be second nature. It's like talking to the wrong person.
Oh, man.
And it's, there you go. So the You're the Voice has been recorded by Heart, also the Alan Parsons Band, World Liberty Concert in the Netherlands in 1995. It's got several songwriters, which unfortunately don't include John.
Yeah, I knew that.
He's a good singer.
John, that feels like a really perfect episode to me. Now, what will the next Rachael Raygun update be? And I don't want to. I'm not here to lay the boot in. It's not about being cruel. It's just because I do I can't imagine what that's like to go through having that amount. I mean, and also I think
it's dreadful. Yeah.
I think I just think the whole thing, the whole thing is a fascinating cultural phenomenon, and and does it last? That's the other thing. Does she go? Because there has to be a transition at some point. Because apparently she's been offered a lot of reality TV kind of things.
Okay,
which you can imagine. They were saying on the project that I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. That kind of thing is perfect for somebody like that, because I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here is absolutely, we take people who have been publicly shamed and got famous for it. Somebody who fucked their career and got cancelled, let's get them on. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. It's ground zero for that kind of stuff. But then it'll be interesting.
She should partner with, who was the guy who did So You've Been Publicly Shamed? Was it John Ronson?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And he could do like a good documentary about, the experience called Dancing Off a Cliff, and just talks about her experience with public shaming.
Does she? Does she stay a cultural icon? Does she keep doing the kangaroo, or does she maybe she's an academic. She must have other talents. Can she transition in 20 years? Am I going to be back home in Adelaide and I'll just turn on 891 ABC AM and she'll just do like the lunchtime show? It'll just be, hey guys, welcome back to ABC 891. It's currently 1 p.m. here in Adelaide, 32 degrees. And
it's me, Wiki Rachel.
It's me, Wiki Rachel Raygun. Now, guys, Lawn Bowls is having a comeback. And then, she just talks to the local Lawn Bowls team and we've got down there. And everybody just goes, oh, how'd she get into radio? Well, she didn't do very well at the Paris Olympics, and then she did the kangaroo on cruise ships for a while.
Bad. Yeah.
And then it turned out she was really great at just doing AM talkback to style radio. And now, and then and she also for a brief time was Prime Minister of Australia.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. She had a brief stint as the managing director of Raytheon, and now she's at H891. Yeah, I mean, I think that she's at Macquarie University, and we've already had an episode. I won't revisit some of her verbose contributions to academia, but she has got to be. I mean, my classes are fully enrolled because everyone says, "Fucking get in John's class." Imagine what if I was Rachel Raygun. People would be like, there'd be a 10-year waiting list.
Yeah.
Because people just want to say that they're being taught by her. So I'd be capitalizing on that.
You'd be like Jordan.
I'd be saying, I'm Rachel Raygun and this is my master class.
That's perfect. That's a perfect way to end. And that's been a great episode. Don't praise the machine, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to go check us out on Patreon if you want those bonus episodes once a month.
Yeah.
DPTM
Come and join
After Dark.
Come and join the Discord and have your say about Rachel Raygun Gunn.
Yeah, we should do I'll set up a Rachel Raygun Gunn channel on Discord because just to stay up to date. People can just post what's been going on. Post what's the next. What I will be watching is what's the next company that she that she partners with. Where's she getting that next bag? So find her, and then what's the next one going to be? Because again, it's a very specific type of company that's going to get her on their campaigns.
Yeah.
You can't have like Blackwell Funerals getting Rachel.
No,
Raygun.
it's funny. I was thinking that a funeral director company, reminding people of all the sadder aspects of what she did. Shout out to Patrick Koo, long-time listener and viewer of Don't Praise the Machine, who I saw a great clip of him doing the kangaroo.
He absolutely was. Yes.
It was great.
It was. Big up Patrick. He looked great. Thank you so much, everybody. And we can't wait to see you next week.
At the podcast.